So I actually wrote down everything that I needed to talk about today, just because I feel like there's a lot that's been going on. It's been sort of a roller coaster, but a fun one. So let's talk about first the physical changes that I've been experiencing. Reduction in facial inflammation and swelling. I'm down 1 waist size and I lost 5 pounds. Increased sense of grounding. I'll give you an example. Had a little argument with somebody recently. And normally that argument would just make me a little bit uncomfortable. That didn't happen this time. I just felt in control of my emotions. I didn't feel like I was going to lash out. I didn't feel like I needed to say anything hurtful, which I'm not saying that I normally do, but it can get to that point where I want to win the argument or I want to put the other person down. It's kind of messed up to say that out loud, but I think growing up the way I did and not making excuses for it, I've had some emotional distress, emotional intelligence issues in the past that I'm working on. So as I mentioned, I've eliminated or lowered my mood swings and my anxiety. When I start to think about things like bills that I need to pay, things that I need to do, file taxes, I used to, in the last couple of years, get anxiety in the pit of my stomach. And lately that's been gone. And it's really weird because I didn't think food had, could do something like that. I guess a lot of it has to do with your body just not being balanced, your body struggling with toxins, which can cause a lot of other things besides maybe not feeling so good or itchy skin. It's not outside of you. A lot of it is probably internal or internalized in a certain way, anxiety or stress or mood swings. And being that I'm eating food that doesn't cause me to have these emotional bursts, it's not dopamine effect that I get from these foods. I feel a lot more level-headed at the end of the day. Another thing I used to suffer from is itchy skin. I tried thousands of different soaps, from goat milk, oat milk, charcoal, you name it. I've changed towels, used different products for my itchy skin, and sometimes it just got so bad. Well, I have to say that that's been gone too. Granted, it's only been 2 weeks strict and 30 days progressive. So what I mean by progressive is I was slowly getting into a strict way of carnivore. So I was carnivore like 90% of the time, and then there was times that I wasn't, is what I mean. But mostly in January, I spent a lot of time eating meats and other animal products. But there was a few occasions, like my 40th birthday, where I had a cake, or I had a piece of bread, or I had some pasta. Those happened. Those were one-offs, but it still happened. But since these last 2 weeks, since I've been like completely strict, the itchiness in my body, I haven't felt it after the shower. The other day I did eat some cottage cheese, some house-made cottage cheese, which I made a YouTube video for on my channel. And I did feel a little bit itchy after that. I'm going to experiment a little more. I'm going to actually have some more and see what it could be. But I think it might be the distilled vinegar that I use to separate the curds and the whey in the cottage cheese. So stay tuned for an update there. Some dietary observations: reduce food cravings and intake. I'm shifting towards an intermittent fasting style of eating. I don't eat breakfast like I used to. My first meal would be like 11, the earliest, to probably like 1 or 2 o'clock. I'll have a steak, or I'll make myself some eggs. And I do wake up a little bit hungry sometimes. Sometimes I wake up completely satiated from the night before, depending on how late I ate. But there's other times where I wake up and I'm like, oh man, I got to eat something. But I like the feeling of not eating, so I don't eat anything, and I just fuel myself naturally from whatever fat I have stored or whatever energy I have stored in my body. I don't know, I'm not a scientist, but this is what it feels like personally. Being on the carnivore diet also is like, you lack those cravings for sugar and carbohydrates. I really don't crave it at all, knock on wood. Maybe because I have a why, and my why is really powerful for me, and I think that maybe that'll help you in your journey as to why you need to stay carnivore, or why you need to do this particular way of eating. Maybe you even need to go more strict and do a lion's diet, which I feel like I might do in the future. I just feel like my body's sort of moving towards that, moving away from like the bacon and eggs. As much as I like bacon and eggs, I think if I just ate like a kilo of meat or a 2-pound steak for the day, I think that'll sustain me, and apparently has like 200 grams of protein and 2,000 calories, which for me, for a person that's trying to lose weight, I think that's pretty ideal. Especially if I'm still trying to build muscle at the same time, because I do like working out. I've actually been working out a lot more lately. I have a lot more energy because of the way I'm eating. The only thing that's like keeping me from being completely carnivore is coffee. I am having some coffee, which some of you guys may already know, it is a plant. There is some toxins that I'm getting from there, and I recognize that. So I would like to try one day weaning myself off coffee, but for now, I like waking up and drinking coffee and just going about my day, and it curbs my appetite. But as I said, this is a progression. It's not going to be perfect at first, and I think if you try to make it perfect at first, you might end up failing. So I say kind of slowly wean your way into it, and this is what I mean by wean your way into it is go through the motions, flow with it, learn a little bit more about yourself, listen to your body, and just do what you feel is right. I mentioned in one of my videos that I was transitioning off of TRT, which I stopped taking in October, and I took for a year. From October of 2022 to October of 2023, I just turned 40. So I had low testosterone, and a doctor recommended to take testosterone. Of course, they didn't recommend me to eat anything in particular. They just said, I'm not saying that they're doing it for the money, but I'm also not saying they're doing it for the money. I digress. I want to focus now on natural methods on hormone regulation. So eating high protein diet and sleeping well and not stressing and working out consistently, I think will increase my testosterone production natural again. I might be in a period right now where my body's not creating as much, but I do feel like it's been turning on a lot more lately. So I do credit that a lot to my diet, because I was afraid that once I went on TRT, I was told that I would have to go on it for the rest of my life. And I really wasn't looking forward to that, especially because I was storing a lot of water weight. I was emotionally imbalanced because of the TRT. I'm glad that I'm off of it. And I think based on watching other carnivores, they have weaned themselves off TRT at a much older age, and they've taken blood tests. And as a result, their testosterone is actually higher than where they were either before the TRT or at some certain points of the TRT. Now, I understand that their testosterone is probably going to be super high when you're injecting synthetic hormones, but I don't think it's necessary to be at that 6, 7, 8, even 900 level of testosterone when you're not competing in anything like athletic. I think just to maintain a good balance level 400, 500. Not even sure. I'm just really throwing those numbers out based on my results and based on what I've observed and picked up lately. I wish I knew a lot more about the carnivore diet. I really do. I wish I could name you off the top of my head exactly what vitamins and what minerals and what nutrients you can get from it, but I can't. I mean, I can name a few here and there, and I think it's a process. I don't know, but I have a strong feeling that this diet is the one that's more suitable for health, nutrition, and the planet. And the reason I can say that confidently is because mainstream media is telling you the complete opposite. And I am 100% a conspiracy theorist when it comes to certain things. When it comes to what the media tells you about health, like Mr. Fatty Bill Gates, he can't even talk about health. The guy looks like dog shit. Damn! And this is a guy that's telling us that we need to do certain things to our body, or be certain places to be healthy, or eat certain foods to be healthy. It's like asking a homeless person for financial advice. I wouldn't take it.
Now that's fucked up.
When I tell somebody I'm eating this way, their first response is, that's weird. You're not eating any fruits and vegetables. And then I ask point blank, What in fruits and vegetables can I not get from meat? And in return, I get a blank stare because they don't know. They just know that fruits and vegetables, that's all they have to say, fruits and vegetables. Fruits and vegetables and grains. I mean, a lot of these vegetables are sprayed with pesticides. A lot of these fruits are man-made. They're sweeter than they've ever been. Grains, you gotta cook them or else they're deadly. Cashews, you can't eat a cashew raw. You'll end up dead. Kidney beans, dead. Black beans, dead. Rice, good luck trying to eat rice raw. I can eat a piece of ground beef right now completely raw and nothing will happen to me except for satiation. That's how I know that this lifestyle is correct, because everybody is saying don't do it. People that have financial incentives are telling me not to do something. I'm gonna do it. I'm not a stupid 25-year-old anymore or 30-year-old. I'm 40 now. I've learned my lesson. I don't believe what I'm told. I believe what I experience. I believe what I see, feel. I believe myself. And I believe my God is leading me to the right people, putting the right people in my path that are experiencing something similar. I'm sick of the narrative. I'm sick of being told to do a certain thing because it keeps me dumb, unhealthy, unmotivated, willing to just be programmed. That's what it leads you to. You Google today, is meat bad for you? You will get 10 websites telling you why it's bad for you with no studies. Some journalist who doesn't know his foot from his ass telling me what health is. Like Bill Gates telling me what health is. Like anybody in the US government right now that are being paid to keep you sick. I'm a little bit upset about this because I was vegan for a long time. I made myself sick for a long time and suffer for a long time. And I made others suffer too, because I was told that what I was doing was for a good cause. And that I needed to stand up for the silent voices. I'm standing up for myself. And if anybody wants to join in and see in real time how I'm becoming healthier, fitter, funner, more creative, just an all-around better human being, then just keep watching, because I'm going to keep doing this thing until I die of a heart attack. All roads lead to death. Do I want to die and suffer my whole entire life? Suffer with food addiction, suffer with body pain, suffer with mental depression? No. If I'm going to die, I'm going to live my life happy, healthy, feeling the way that I'm feeling right now, not so attached to food. So I urge you out there to do the opposite of what authority tells you to do. Because authority doesn't care about you. They don't give two shits about you. They want you dumb, they want you sick, and they want you programmable. And once you realize that, your life will be different. You will take control of your life, which I've taken control of my life now. It's only been a few weeks. The amount of control that I've gained so far is incredible. The human body is incredible. How quickly, once you stop poisoning yourself, how quickly it can get right back into gear. You know, it might take a long time sometimes, but if you stick it out and if you do it correctly and you don't cheat yourself, you will get to where you want to get to. And I believe that. I believe that entirely. That's all I got. 2 weeks. I'll be back with another video. I'm doing a lot of recipe videos too, so check those out. Thanks again everybody for subscribing. If you want, you can share this video with your friends. Like it if you liked it. Comment if you want to comment something. If you want to comment something negative, go ahead, we can talk it out. We can talk logic without you telling me science says. Science is bought and paid for. If you don't know that already, then I know what side of the fight you're on. It's not on my side. Peace out, everyone.